An elf that whips and nays, the things nightmares are fueled by. Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to teach you how to recreate this really creepy goblin looking elf thing. It actually is pretty darn cool for using just body paint. It's another look in my Twisted Christmas series. If you want to know how you can recreate this look, keep on watching. Now it's time to do your makeup and have your parents wondering, what the heck did I give birth to? So what you're going to do is take a green eyeliner pencil and draw on your main feature. So that's your mouth, your eyes, so you can avoid painting these areas green. It really helps cut down on a lot of errors if you do this first before you start painting. Now take a light green face paint and start painting your elf's skin that color. It doesn't have to be light green. You can go with a different color if you want to. I'm going with green because I was inspired by a mask. I'll link it down below. And you just paint your entire skin that color. You just want to make sure that if you're going with an orange, if you're going with a pink, if you're going with a red, you use a light version of that color because you want to go back later on with darker versions of that color to create shading and contouring. And if you used a dark color right away, it's going to be really hard to create darker versions of an already dark color. So I took the color I used all over the skin and I mixed it in with a white face paint to get a lighter green color. So it's lighter than the base color, and I use that to highlight. I highlight around the forehead and the cheekbones right on top of them to make that area look like it's protruding a little bit more, and I also highlight around the collarbone so the bones in that area really stand out. I'm using a darker green face paint to start drawing on some of the features and outlining some of them. So you want to draw on some brows and you want to make them look like they're angry and a bit bigger than what your brow bone is. So you just kind of go under your brow bone and exaggerate it. You also want to bring it in so that it gives that angry expression, so you kind of curve it down toward your nose. You're going to use that to create wrinkles above the forehead. You're going to outline your mouth with that. You can make your face look thinner than it is by just kind of painting a new face shape on the side of your face so it'll like slim it out. And you can also use that face paint to draw around your collarbone and your neck bone to make it look slimmer than it actually is. If you plan on painting your eyes on, you want to make sure you take that color and you outline the shape of the eyes. To paint the lips, I used an orange and ivory face paint. I just mixed them together to create my lip color. After I've done that, I mixed together a burgundy or like a darker red face paint and used it to outline the teeth and outline here and there around the lips. I made all the teeth look like fangs. Once I was done with that, I used a black face paint to fill in the mouth area. If you don't use black, you want to use something dark. You don't want to use a light color over the mouth area. You might see somebody do that in a picture, but chances are if they used a light color over their mouth in a picture and you don't see where their mouth is, they probably photoshopped it, because honestly, if you put a white over your mouth, if you put a pink color over your mouth, even if you just put red, if it's not a dark version of like red, white doesn't really have a dark version, but if it's not a darker color, you're not gonna fool people into thinking, hey, her mouth isn't there. I then paint my eyes yellow, and then I mix the yellow face paint in with the white face paint to create a very light yellow color that I used to paint the teeth. I didn't want to make the teeth too yellow or too gray. This was a perfect color for me. Highlighting for this look is going to be a little bit different than what I naturally do in my tutorials. I'm going to be using a yellow eyeshadow and using that to highlight the elf's skin. So I highlight where you normally would highlight your face, the tip of the nose, around the cheeks. I highlight randomly around the wrinkles, all over the skin, so there's different tones of green and yellow on the skin. It's time to shade. I'm going to be using two different eyeshadows to shade. The first one is a darker green eyeshadow. It's not necessarily a dark green eyeshadow, it's just darker than the all over skin color, and I use that just to shade around the eyes. You want to make the area right below the brow dark so that those eyes look really sunken in. You want to shade below the eyes as well to make the cheeks kind of stand out more, and then you want to shade around the collarbone, the neck bone, temples. It's kind of where you see fit. Now I mix the black eyeshadow in with that green eyeshadow to get a darker green shadow. I just don't really own a dark green shadow to do this with that is matte. And then I use that to shade even more, but I mainly shade with this color around the wrinkles and right beside the eye to make it really look sunken in. So any place that you want it to look very deep, add more depth, you're going to use the darkest eyeshadow you're going to be using to shade, and then you can shade anywhere else you want to with that. So I shaded more around the face and the collarbone using that color. After that, I take an orange eyeshadow and I just apply it around the eye, not all over the eye, around it, so it fades from the orange to the yellow color. Try to make the clothes not look too crazy. What I did was use the burgundy paint to paint on the collarbone. Once I've done that, I use a green paint to paint the actual fabric of the clothes. The green paint I used was darker than the skin color, but I don't know if it really showed on camera. I didn't use the exact same one because then my elf would just look naked. I used something that was darker, but maybe I should just went with a different color altogether. For the collar design, I used the white and red paints to create stripes going down each little like triangle looking thing on the collar. After I was done with the collar, I eventually went back with the white face paint because I was like, you know what, people are gonna think that I'm supposed to be a naked elf, like Girls Gone Wild. So what I did was go back with the white face paint and I just painted a bunch of little white dots onto that area to make it look, you know, a little bit more like clothes, so you could decipher between the two and notice that, hey, this chick's not naked, or this elf isn't naked, because I was naked. And some people are like, you're not wearing a shirt? Oh my gosh. Well, you aren't seeing my boobs, and if you are seeing my boobs, boobs are boobs. They're natural. I'm not gonna show you my boobs, but at the same time, if you saw them, like, it's not like, oh my gosh, I just saw an alien. It's, oh wow, I saw Bethany's boob, gross. Oh, and let me clarify that. I'm not like full-on naked, I'm just topless sometimes when I paint. And you know what? Nobody walks in on me. I lock the door and then there's a bathroom right there that I can walk to. So you want to do the same thing. You want to shade and highlight your clothes just like you did on the face. So you take a black eyeshadow and you shade right below the collar to make it look more lifted. And then you take your white face paint and you shade on the red parts of the collar. So you just add light little white strokes on there so it's not too white, and that'll help highlight that area. If you painted a candy cane on, what you want to do is just paint the inside of it white and then add red stripes. Obviously, I mean, if you want to make a different looking candy cane, you can. And then again, you want to shade around that candy cane to make it look more raised. If you don't shade around it, it's gonna look really flat. It's not gonna look cool. Finally, the ears. Go back with your black face paint and use it to paint on a new ear shape over your ears. So anywhere where the elf ear isn't going to be, you want to paint it in black so you can cancel out your skin color, and then you go back with whatever color you use to paint your elf's skin and use that to paint the ear. So it looks like you have a pointier ear than you really have without having to use prosthetics to achieve this. So that's it for the tutorial. Please don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you like it. I'm working really hard on these videos and I'm going to have a video uploaded every single day of this week and next week. So if you like it, please be sure to support my channel by giving it a thumbs up. I work really hard on it and it's really hard for me to even get my videos into my subscribers' news feeds, because if people don't thumbs up the video or they aren't interactive in the video, it doesn't get pushed out to people's news feeds. So if you can, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. So I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Take care. Bye.